All right, let's break down the hidden race that powers pretty much everything you do online. It's this constant balliacy between getting things delivered perfectly and getting them delivered fast.
So let's just dive right in with a scenario. Picture this. You're in a super fast-paced online game. Now, what's more important? Getting a perfect update on where your opponent was a few milliseconds ago, or getting the absolute latest data on where they are right now, even if a tiny bit gets lost in transit? Yeah, if you wait for that perfect data, you're already toast. And that one question right there, it gets to the very heart of a fundamental trade-off in how the internet works.
And that trade-off, well, it brings us to our main event. This isn't just some dry technical choice. It's a race between two completely different philosophies for sending information. You can really think of it as the internet's own version of the tortoise and the hare.
So on one side, we've got the Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP. This is our tortoise. He's meticulous, careful. Before it sends a single thing, it sets up a dedicated connection, kind of like a digital handshake, to make sure everyone's ready. Its whole purpose is to guarantee that every single piece of data gets there safe, sound, and in the exact right order. It's all about reliability. And then you've got the other racer, the User Datagram Protocol, or UDP. This is our speedy Hare. UDP is what we call connectionless. It doesn't bother with any formal introductions or handshakes. It just starts firing off data immediately. It just goes.
You see, UDP sends data in these little individual packets we call datagrams. Honestly, the best way to think of them is like postcards. You just scribble an address on each one and throw them in the mailbox. Each one is on its own journey. There's no guarantee it'll get there, and you definitely don't get a confirmation when it does. It's a best effort delivery system designed for one thing: maximum speed with minimum fuss. Now, you're probably thinking, guaranteed delivery sounds way better, right? I mean, who wouldn't want that? But as we're about to see, TCP's obsession with perfection, its greatest strength, actually has a surprising and sometimes totally crippling downside, especially when every millisecond counts.
And this visualizes the problem perfectly. Look at this. Packets 4 and 5, they've already arrived at their destination, but your application can't use them. Why not? Well, because packet 3 got lost somewhere on the internet. So TCP literally stops the entire assembly line. It holds all that other data hostage until that one missing packet is found and resent.
This whole mess has a name. It's called head-of-line blocking, and it is an absolute killer when it comes to latency. For anything real-time, gaming, a video call, a live stream, that kind of delay is the difference between a perfectly smooth experience and a choppy, frustrating, frozen screen.
So here's the key takeaway. It's not about which protocol is better. It's about which one is right for the job. It's about picking the right racer for the right racetrack.
For stuff where you need every single bit of data perfectly intact, loading a web page, sending an email, downloading a file, TCP's reliability is non-negotiable. You just can't have missing chunks of a program or a jumbled website. It has to be perfect.
But for applications where getting the absolute latest information instantly is way more important than getting every single piece of information, well, that's where UDP is the undisputed champion. Think about it. A single lost packet in a voice call is just a tiny, unnoticeable blip. But a delayed packet that freezes the whole conversation? That's a deal breaker.
Now, here's the interesting thing. UDP's incredible speed is kind of a double-edged sword. That same low-effort, high-speed design that makes it perfect for our Netflix streams, it also lets attackers just generate insane amounts of traffic really easily, overwhelming servers in what are called UDP flood attacks.
So we've got this dilemma, right? UDP is fast but unreliable. TCP is reliable but can be slow. This led developers to a really brilliant idea. They thought, okay, what if we could teach the speedy Hare some of the tortoise's tricks? What if we could get the best of both worlds?
The goal is really simple when you think about it. Can we get that raw, connectionless speed of UDP, but bake in just enough of TCP's reliability without inheriting its biggest weakness, that dreaded head-of-line blocking?
And that is exactly what developers have done. They build the reliability features they need right on top of UDP, but at the application level. So they'll add things like sequence numbers to spot missing packets and custom rules for when to resend them. They essentially create a system that's both fast and smart, all built on UDP's flexible foundation.
And a perfect example of this out in the wild is the Real-Time Transport Protocol, or RTP. This is the backbone of most of the VoIP calls and video streams we use every single day. It runs on top of UDP, and it adds just enough of those reliability features, like timestamps and sequence numbers, to make real-time communication work smoothly without ever risking that big head-of-line blocking problem.
And ultimately, that's what's so powerful here. It's this choice, this flexibility between the fast and the flawless that makes our modern real-time internet even possible. It's not about one protocol winning, it's about having a whole toolbox with the right tool for every single job.
Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. Modern protocols like QUIC, which, by the way, already powers a huge chunk of the web you use, are built entirely on top of UDP. And as our demand for instant, real-time everything only continues to grow, you have to ask the question, are we watching a future where the Hare, after learning a few of the Tortoise's best tricks, is finally winning the race for good?